Your Excellency, the Minister of Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises, Social Economy and Handicraft, the Governor's representative to the Littoral Region, the SDO for Wuri, the Lord Mayor Bonaberry, Senators, Parliamentarians, Your Royal Highnesses, it is my honor to present to you the keynote address addressing the impact or the positive impact of an institution like this in the Cameroonian economy. In my 12 years of business consulting, especially in the startup ecosystem, I have observed a couple of things in our ecosystem. And I'm going to give you examples. It is very typical for us to see a young person that has an idea but lacks the money to make that idea to work. And it is possible to also see a young person that has money and has no idea what to do with the money. It is also possible to see a young person that has started for 5 years, 10 years, but they cannot recruit more than one person and they cannot make profit more than 1 million francs a month. So they have started and they cannot grow. Like I always like to say, somebody will be a startup for 10 years. Even a young baby should be able to walk and run at the age of 10. And you will see somebody who has the idea and has the money, but do not have the capacity to afford the equipment and the rent. I run my business in Douala, and I have never seen a landlord in Douala accept less than 10 months of rent. Tell me how many young people between the ages of 20 and 30 years old can afford 800,000 francs and above for 1 year rent? Very few. And that is why the impact of an institution like this remains imperative in the African and especially the Cameroon economy. And I want to tell you, stones and mountains and streets and trees do not make a nation. It is active citizenship that makes a nation. And an institution like BB Incubator is aimed at teaching people, especially young people, how to stop being dormant citizens to become active citizens, especially economy-wise. And an economy on its own does not really make an economy. If you are somebody who follows trends, you will notice that the economy of California state alone is way larger than the economy of Africa as a whole. If you follow statistics, you will notice that the valuation of one company like Apple in America is way bigger than the GDP of Africa as a whole. So one company is richer than a whole continent. Why do we have that? Because they have understand the art of converting ideas into productive institutions. And that is why an institution like BB Incubator is there to accompany young people who have ideas and don't have the money, who have ideas and do not have the skills. I always fondly say, in a nation like Cameroon, it takes more than money and a good idea to build a successful business. So what does it take? It requires skills, knowledge, exposure, support from key stakeholders like this. I have been an entrepreneur for 10 years, and I can tell you, just getting access to the right people in this country is difficult. But being a member of BB Incubator, young entrepreneurs can get access to the right people that can accompany them to thrive and succeed in their endeavors. And until we start having institutions like this that can start converting the potentials and the ideas of young people in a nation like Cameroon, we will keep on having weak economies. But I can bet you we will start having strong economies because we now have institutions like BB Incubator that will start converting ideas, the energy of young people into productive institutions, and thereby we'll be able to support our government. When an economy is productive, it means companies can pay taxes. And when companies can pay taxes, it means the government can provide citizens the necessary resources and, of course, services that they need in order to thrive. And I want to really appreciate the various dignitaries that are here to support this initiative, because it is one thing to start up, and it is another thing to have the right support you need to build a sustainable institution that the nation requires. And as a training manager at BB Incubator, we have one single mission: to convert as many ideas, to convert as many startups as possible into the next big companies that this nation can see and Africa can see as a whole, and thereby helping the government to curb this terrible malaise called unemployment across Cameroon. And we will do that together as a team, as a family, and of course, behind one mission. Thank you so much, and have a great time.
Thank you, Dr. Joybert Javnyuy, international business speaker, trainer, and consultant with experience in more than 20 plus countries. That was a